Chapter 16, Hong Kong, Sabah, and the La Liga Filipina. Medical practice in Hong Kong. Rizal leaves Europe for good. Tumulak siya sa papuntang Hong Kong, where he reunited with his family and set up his medical practice for about 6 months. That was November 1891 to June 1892. So Rizal's letter to Blumentritt from Ghent spoke to his unhappiness in Europe. Ang sabi niya, I have to return to the Philippines. Life here is becoming a burden. I have some secret enemies. So ang sabi niya, mayroon daw siyang secret enemies. So the secret enemies na yun, hindi niya in-include si Del Pilar kasi bago daw sila mag-part ways. Ang sabi ni Rizal kay Del Pilar is, he had the highest regard for him and that he was leaving the political arena in Spain in order to preserve unity in the propaganda movement. So si Rizal is nagpaalam na din sa kanya mga kaibigan sa Paris, sa mga Lunas, Pardy Taveras, sa mga Venturas, at iba pang mga kaibigan niya. So after nun, nag-proceed na siya by train to Marseilles on October 18, he boarded the steamer Melbourne for Hong Kong. Dala-dala niya yung recommendation letter ni Juan Luna for Manuel Camus and yung dala niya ring 600 copies ng Philly. So nung nasa trip na siya, kasi there were over 80 first class passengers. He was the only Asian traveling first class. So as usual, napabilib na naman niya yung mga kasama niya because of his knowledge. And because of his knowledge, dahil na sa maraming language na alam niya and also his skills in sketching. He befriended many missionaries and lahat sila papunta ng China. Medical practice in Hong Kong. Rizal and the German ladies. So nung on board to Melbourne si Rizal, di ba first class passenger siya. So yung mga first class passengers ate their meals, kumakain na sila. Tapos si Rizal kasi yung only Asian, so he eat alone at one table. So malapit sa kanya yung mga German ladies, pinagchichismisan siya. They were gossiping about him. Ang hindi nila alam, naiintindihan ni Rizal yung mga sinasabi nila, but he kept silent. So suddenly the wind blew the cabin door. Bumukas daw. Sabi ng mga German ladies, if this man in front of us is a gentleman, he would stand and close the door. So after nun, syempre expected naman ni Rizal, sinarado niya. And after that, he greeted the ladies in German then. Tapos the German ladies, na-embarrass sila kasi naiintindihan pala ni Rizal yung mga sinasabi nila about him. So after that, thereafter, they treated Rizal na with respect and admiration. Hong Kong among friends. So after a month, Rizal arrives in Hong Kong on November 20, 1891. So syempre, he was welcomed by Filipino residents, lalo na sa kanyang kaibigang si Jose Mabasa. So Rizal got busy in the British colony by practicing medicine, doing medical missions in prison, writing patriotic articles, writing the Constitution of La Liga Filipina, helping his family come to Hong Kong, and planning a freedom colony in North Borneo. So Filipino exiled in Hong Kong lived alongside the Portuguese at mid-level. So they got along well dahil sa parehong Catholic religion. Sa Catholic religion, Latin language, and historical affinity. So katulad nila ng Hong Kong Portuguese, mga Pilipino daw seemed strangers in many ways sa mga Asian sa Hong Kong. Dahil daw yung mga Filipino, they were more European than Asians. Katulad din ng Portuguese. Para din daw silang mga strangers sa mga ibang Europeans in the British colony. Friendship with Dr. Lorenzo Marquez. So, through Noronha, Rizal made an important friend in Hong Kong. Siya si, Dr. Lorenzo Maria Pereira Marquez. Isang Portuguese, and he was born in Macau. Silang dalawa daw ay naging BFF. Ayan. Sila ay best friend forever. They were soulmates. Si Dr. Marquez pala is isa din siyang ophthalmologist katulad ni Rizal. So si Dr. Lorenzo katulad siya ni Rizal. Isa rin daw siyang polymath. So polymath, a person of wide-ranging knowledge. So he was a Republican. He was a Republican, a liberal, a doctor, and a naturalist. So he was also Rizal's neighbor at Red Nagsila Terrace. So BFF nga talaga sila kasi they shared almost everything daw in Hong Kong. Medicine, nature studies, history, language, pag-travel nila, and politics. Rizal and Sun Yat-sen of China. So, si young Dr. Sun Yat-sen attended Dr. Marquez classes about medical jurisprudence at the Hong Kong Academy of Western Medicine. September 1887, July 8 to July 1892. So, sabi ng mga historians, wala pa daw silang nakitang record na nakita ng dalawang doktor. So today, Sun Yat-sen is revered as he was revered as the father of modern China. So sa bahay niya sa Shanghai, China, pinreserve niya yung library niya that contains Filipiniana books. So he could not have missed Rizal and what happened to the hero of the nation that launched the first republic in Asia. Family reunion in Hong Kong. So on December 1, 1891, sumulat si Rizal sa kanyang mga magulang asking permission to return home. So sa kaparehong araw daw na yun, yung his brother-in-law na si Manuel Hidalgo, pinadalhan din siya ng sulat. It's a sad news daw. Yun yung deportation of 25 persons from Calamba. So kasama din yung tatay ni Rizal, si Neneng, Sisa, Lucia Pasiano, and the rest of them. So yung bahay daw nila, pati yung farm nila sa Calamba has been destroyed. They were ordered daw to never return. So dun sa letter ni Hidalgo, ang sabi pa raw niya ay he's preparing a letter to the Queen Regent of Spain explaining their situation daw sa Calamba in order to secure justice. So ang sabi pa niya, kung hindi daw siya papakinggan ng Queen, susulat din daw siya kay Queen Victoria ng England, appealing for protection in the name of humanity. So, sa sulat niya is malinaw na talagang desperate na yung family niya. So, Rizal sent funds and invited his family to come and join him in Hong Kong. So, before Christmas, year 1891, dumating na sa Hong Kong yung kanyang ama and his brothers and his brother-in-law, Sylvester Ubaldo. Yes, Sylvester Ubaldo. So, hindi nagtagal, sumunod na din ang kanyang nanay and his sisters, Lucia, Josefa, and Trinidad. So, December 18 daw, yung Christmas nila was the last big and happy reunion daw of Rizal. So, it was their first time to reunite sa apat na taong hindi daw siya sa apat na taong hindi daw siya hindi daw sila nagkikita-kita magpapamilya. Ophthalmic practice in Hong Kong. So, ang tumulong daw kay Rizal to build up a white clientele was ang kanyang BFF, was his best friend forever, his soulmate, na si Dr. Marquez. So, in recognition of Rizal's skills as an ophthalmic surgeon, he turned over to him many of his own eye cases. So, si Rizal, naging successful siya. So, naging kilalang medical practitioner in the British colony. Nagkaroon siya ng maraming pasyente. Mga British, Chinese, Portuguese, at mga Amerikano. Rizal was a great ophthalmic surgeon. If he devoted his lifetime daw practicing medicine, he would have one of the Asia's eminent ophthalmologists. Writings in Hong Kong. In 1891, Rizal continued his writing kahit pa is pressured sa medical practice niya in his Borneo project. He wrote ang mga karapatan ng tao or the rights of man in English. So he wrote also the A la Nación Española or to the Spanish nation, which is an appeal to Spain to right the wrongs done to the Calamba tenants. So another proclamation naman sa mga kababayan or to my countrymen explaining the Calamba agrarian situation. On March 2, 1892, Rizal wrote Una Visita a la Victoria Gaol or a visit to Victoria Gaol. An account of his visit to the colonial prison of Hong Kong. So, sa article daw na ito, is pinagkukumpara niya yung modern cruel Spanish prison system and more humane British prison system. He wrote an article naman to explain or elucidate his Borneo colonization project entitled Colonization du British North Borneo par de families de Ile Philippines, or colonization of British North Borneo by families from the Philippine Islands. He elaborated in the same idea in another article in Spanish entitled Proyecto de Colonización del British North Borneo por los Filipinos, or Project of the Colonization of British North Borneo by the Filipinos. In June 1892, he wrote La Mano Roja, or the Red Hand, which was printed in sheet form in Hong Kong. So, but the most important document na sinulat ni Rizal during his Hong Kong sojourn is yung Constitution of the Liga Filipina, copies of which were printed by Noronha Press in Hong Kong. Land freedom in Sabah, Rizal's plan for a land of freedom. So Rizal's plan had several advantages. Yung una daw is Sabah could be the place to resettle his relatives and yung 400 na homeless farmers who had been evicted by the bad friars from their Calamba estates. So secondly, the Filipino colony in North Borneo would be free from oppression of the Spanish government. Finally, they might even become a new nation there, as he foresaw in his proposal. The landless Filipino families would carve out of the wilderness a new Calamba, bagong Calamba daw of Filipinos free from Spanish rule. Sa ganitong paraan daw, siya at ang kanyang pamilya and yung mga homeless compatriots would be free from the clutches of the bad priors and Governor Valeriano Weyler's terroristic regime. So they would also be free of British rule, since North Borneo was a vast wilderness like the American West. A few months after he arrived in Hong Kong, Rizal floated his Borneo idea in letter to Blumentritt on February 23, 1892. However, mali daw na sinuggest niya ito sa iba, because ideya niya daw yun, his idea alone. So no farmers were thinking of immigrating with him. Yung mga hindi niya katulad na hindi sumang-ayon yung mga farmers sa gusto niya, because it was his idea alone. Rizal's plan for another unhappy homecoming, a critic's provocation. While Rizal was still mulling over his project to start a Filipino colony in Sabah and enjoying a lucrative medical practice in Hong Kong between March and May 1892, something happened. May nangyari daw na na-offend yung kanyang pride. So, sa letter daw ni a fellow propagandist in Madrid wrote a letter to the editor, which Del Pilar published in La Solidaridad on April 15, 1892. So, sa letter daw ni Eduardo Tilete, he attacked Rizal na isa daw siyang duwag, makasarili, opportunista, and a patriot, pero in words only. So according to Delete, Rizal had abandoned their country's cause, whether this was dahil lang sa inggit or challenge na. So it revived the infighting in the ranks of propagandists and incidentally increased their newspaper circulation, which had been faltering without Rizal. Rizal revives the moderate. Rizal revives the moderate. Rizal revives the moderate revolution in the Philippines. So Rizal returned to Manila in June 1892, and it was his second homecoming. So mas mahirap daw ito sa kanya because dahil yung mga authorities were out to get him, and alam niya yon. So kahit ganon, hindi siya nagdalawang isip na magtangka, but kasi he doesn't have a choice. So he believed that it was time to fight Spanish tyranny in the Philippines and no longer distant Spain. Exile to the Pitan. Exile to the Pitan. So arrested and jailed in Fort Santiago. Rizal went to Malacanang Palace to resume his meetings with the governor generals. So habang ini-interview, biglang nilabas ni Governor Despujol yung printed leaflets na natagpuan daw dun sa pillowcases ni Lucia. They were anti-friar leaflets entitled Pobres Frailes or Poor Friars. So under the authorship of Father Jacinto and his printed by the Imprenta de los Amigos del Pais, Manila. So ang leaflets na yon was a satire against the Dominican friars which had amassed or naipon daw ng kayamanan o wealth na tinutukoy nila despite their vow of poverty. So yung printed leaflets na yon is hindi talaga kay Rizal. So it was not written by him. Parang pineki lang siya. It was said that it was obviously forged by someone else and planted as evidence in their luggage. So in Fort Santiago, Rizal was kept incommunicado. So sabi niya sa kanyang diary, sabi niya pa, they assigned him a fairly furnished room with a bed, a dozen chairs, one table, and a wash basin, and a mirror. So the room had 3 windows, one without a grill, which opens on a patio. So another with grill which look out on a city walls and on the beach. So 2 artillerymen as sentinels guarded it. So they had orders to fire at anyone who might signal from the beach. So he could not write nor speak with anyone except the officer. Yung officer na naka-duty doon. Hasty deportation to the Pitan. The Gaceta de Manila, July 7, 1892, contained news of Governor Despujol's decree reporting Rizal to one of the islands in the north. So listed reasons for punishing Rizal. So yung first bullet is Rizal had published books and articles abroad. So nung nagpapakita ng pagtataksil daw sa Spain and which were frankly anti-Catholic and anti-friar. And the second one, a few hours after his arrive in Manila, may natagpuan daw na bundle of leaflets entitled yung Pobres Frailes na kanina yung sinabi ko, in which the patient and humble generosity of Filipinos is satirized, and which accusation is published against the religious orders. So his novel, yung pangatlo, the third one, his novel El Filibusterismo, was dedicated to the three dictators, the Gomburza, which are Gomez, Burza, and Zamora. And on the title page, the inscription stated that, in view of the vices and errors of the Spanish administration, the only salvation for the Philippines was separation from the mother country. So the last one is the end, which he pursued in his efforts and writings, was to tear from the loyal Filipino breast and treasures of our holy Catholic faith. On the same night, Rizal was arrested and deported to Dapitan on July 7, 1892. So with Rizal in exile, the moderate start to the Philippine Revolution ended and a violent new phase began. That's all. Thank you for listening.